Hey everybody, it's Robert184 from gundam.tk, and something I get asked a lot by new modelers, and I know that most of you aren't because you're all building your own stuff and interested in deciding which ones you actually want to go buy, but a lot of people have just started watching Gundam, especially because 00 has been airing. So I thought I'd give you a very quick rundown of what kind of tools a lazy modeler like me uses. So very simply, if you wanted to go out and build a Gundam model, I think the only tool that you need is a pair of plastic nippers. Now I've heard of people that try to use wire cutters and various other things, including scissors, but I can't stress enough, buy yourself a decent pair of nippers. And you can buy these in Japan for as cheap as $3, but in this case this is a $20 pair, and once I upgraded I went from $3 to $10 to $20 nippers. It's well worth it because this is actually like it's cutting through the plastic instead of tearing it, and you're going to get a better cut, which just means you have less work to do afterwards. Any pro modeler is going to laugh at what I have to say next, but all I do is I cut them off with this, and then I use a proper modeler's knife, and I just trim off the excess so that I try to have as flat a surface as possible. And sometimes it doesn't come out perfectly, but 9 times out of 10 I'm happy with the way it looks, and I don't have to get into sandpaper. The next level up that I don't think I can ever talk about enough is to buy yourself a pair of Gundam markers. They actually come in 3 colors, including brown or red. But anyway, you get a black, a gray, they cost about $2 each, and if you use these, you can make your Gundams look fantastic. So in this case, you can see around the mouth guard and the ears that that's just lined with a black marker. And if you look at it up close, yeah, it doesn't look perfect, and you should use ink and paint instead. But for a $2 option, I think this can't be beat. Now with Gundam markers, they're so low tech that basically all you do is you take the marker, draw wherever there's a line, and then you take an eraser and rub it over it and erase all the excess. And all of that excess ink will disappear. The other thing is, a lot of Gundams will start to have stickers, so if you buy yourself a decent pair of tweezers, you can apply those a lot better in combination with the modeler's knife, which by the way, comes with a set of extra blades. My next recommendation is to pick up a set of Gundam markers. And now anybody who watches my set knows that I love building lead Gundams, so in my case, getting a regular set of Gundam markers is great. But if you build 00 stuff, you can buy a set of 00, etc. But basically, when I shave off the parts using my modeler's knife, sometimes it leaves a bit of discoloration. And all I have to do is go over it with these markers and then just wipe off the excess with my finger or a tissue, and it cleans up fairly well. Next, again low tech, but go to the dollar store and I buy a thing of toothpicks and a thing of Q-tips, because when you're doing lining, you can erase it fairly well with the toothpicks, and you can also smooth it out fairly well with the Q-tips and achieve a fairly pleasant looking lined product at the end. Finally, build for long enough and you're going to want a few other colors. So here's my brown lining marker, and I started to buy some Real Touch markers in the case that I needed a specific color. I also picked up gold because that's come in handy a few times. And just in general, these kind of lining markers start to get dull, and you can actually sharpen them yourself is what the pros do. But in my case, because it's $1.50, I just tend to retire the old one and then buy the new one. So this is for any crisp lining, and anytime I'm doing some bulk lining, I'll just go back and use the old marker. So that's a very quick look at the tools, but really, if you want to go build a Gundam model tomorrow, just order one and then buy yourself a pair of nippers and you're ready to go. And of course, this is for lazy modelers, so anybody who's pro should have a better set of tools than this, and they will be able to get much better effects. But I'm still happy with the results I get without putting in too much time and effort. So anyway, thanks for watching everybody. If you have any suggestions, throw them down below in the comments. Thanks for watching everybody. www.gundam.tk